What's good everyone, welcome back to another video. It's been long since I posted my last video, but in any case, this video will be a higher time frame breakdown of both DXY and EURUSD, and I'll be sharing my thoughts on where I think they are going in the next few weeks or months. So let's start off with DXY. This is on the weekly chart. We can clearly see price formed higher time frame top area around 114s and pushed down significantly for the past last year. For the most of this year, it has been ranging at this 100s to the 105s. We formed a bottom at around 99.6 in July, and then we have pushed up ever since. And you can see DXY went straight up because the Fed's holding rates higher for longer, and that's why people are flocking to DXY as a safe haven currency. Plus, because of the conflict in Israel, that's an added factor that people are flocking into the DXY as a safe haven. But because there are not much escalations in the last few weeks, price has pulled back, and also because CPI has also been consistently coming down, suggesting disinflation, this leads to the market pricing in rate cuts earlier next year. Therefore, DXY has been softer. So, in any case, what are my thoughts on higher time frame? Are we bearish or bullish? So, because I call this a range and it broke up to the upside, as long as DXY holds above 105.6, I would be still bullish because it's a simple SR flip. Price holds above previously resistance, now support. If it holds above, I would be bullish and I'll be targeting these buy side liquidity areas at the 107s, 108s, and finally this huge FVG area over here. But as you can see, the last 2 weeks, price pushed down below 105.6. Price kind of tried to reclaim this level, and I was short-term bullish because it has reclaimed that level. But you can see, because yesterday's CPI data was lower than forecasted, even the year-on-year and the core inflation is lower. Thus, the market is pricing in an earlier rate cuts next year. That is why DXY is softer right now. So because of that data, I will be leaning more to the bearish side for DXY, and because price fails to hold above 105.6, I am aiming for lower prices, because this to me suggests that this huge entire range, okay, and this price above 105.6 is just a huge deviation lasting for a month or so. So once it comes back into the range, I'm expecting price to slowly drift back down, targeting first level, key level, I would say is 103.5s. This will be a key support area around 103s, and if it breaks down further, I think it will continue pushing back down to the local lows formed in July, maybe taking out the lows as well. So on the high time frame, I'm now flipping bearish. Previously, I was bullish when price was holding above, but as I mentioned, my reasoning, as price push below and holds below, this weekly close would be important. If price closes like this, huge bearish engulfing candle plus holding below 105.6, I would be still bearish in the coming weeks. So as I mentioned again, first targets will be 103.5s, and then subsequently 103s, and if it really has a huge weekly close below 103s as well, then it is more likely that DXY will come back to revisit the 99 levels and even lower, and starting a huge higher time frame downtrend on the DXY. Even though I'm bearish right now, I would still leave the small possibility of DXY pushing back up again only if price reclaims 105.6 and have a weekly close above, negating this huge engulfing candle. Price comes back up, then I would flip back bullish again. But till that happens, I'm higher time frame bearish on the DXY currently. Let's move on to the Euro USD chart. Let's just move to the monthly time frame and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so I am going to call this a huge range as well on the Euro USD chart, on the monthly chart. Why do I pick these two range? Because price has been consolidating between these two areas for the last few years, okay, and it's a huge key SR area as well. Price holds at this level as support for a long time back in 2015 to 2017, push higher all the way up to the 1.25 regions, okay, comes back down, and then on last year it broke down below this sell side liquidity, take it out, but this year it pushed back up above, and the most of this whole year it has been consolidating in this range. Later I'll zoom in back, but let's just talk about this huge range on the monthly chart first, lasting since 2015. So this was a huge support area, and when price finally broke below, it came back up. You know, if price resisted at this area, it's most likely going to come down again. But if we reclaim this level at 1.034, okay, and then started pushing up and now holding as support. So now this area that I marked out is a huge area of support right now, and price just retested it last month and held it as support. You can see this doji bearish candle. This shows indecisiveness, but if this month's candle closes bullish like this shows that this support area is holding up strong, and price have literally just reclaimed the range, this huge range level. This whole area on the monthly chart, I'll count it as a deviation, and whenever there's a huge deviation on the huge range, I'm expecting price to continue moving up right now because it held this as support on the range lows, and I'll be expecting Euro USD to slowly climb back up at least to the mid level here at 1.1439. That's my higher time frame first target, and subsequently if this holds as support next, then I'll be expecting Euro USD to continue climbing up to the 1.25s, revisiting the higher time frame range highs, and then we will see from there. Of course, this is a higher time frame chart. On the monthly chart, this is going to take months to play out, but I'm just sharing with you guys right now. I am bullish on Euro USD on the higher time frame. Previously I was bearish, now it's time to flip in my opinion. Okay, so this is just a huge range play on the monthly chart. Let me just zoom in on the weekly chart. Very similar to what we are seeing right now on the monthly chart. Okay, so zooming in on the weekly chart, very simple. From the start of the year, the yearly lows around here, 1.0483, and this, I'll count this as the range high. So if I see this as a huge range as well on the weekly chart. Price formed a high at around July, which marked the local top. Same thing when price of DXY reversed. This was the price where Euro USD reversed as well. Came back all the way down to take out the yearly lows. But you can see on the weekly chart, it failed to hold below this weekly low at 1.0483. At first, I was expecting price to go even lower, back down to fill this inefficiency here. But you can see, price held this area as support for a long time, for about a month or so, before pushing back up. Okay, so if I see this as a range play. Price deviated in just 1 week. It wicked to the lows and came back up, held that support, and because this is a huge range, it deviated. I'll expect it to revisit the mid-range, which it has revisited the mid-range already. Okay, and I'll subsequently be looking at higher prices for Euro USD because DXY is bearish for now for me. Okay, so simple as that. On the huge monthly chart, it has reclaimed a range low area and showing signs of bullishness and signs of reversal. Same thing on the weekly, it showed a sign of weakness previously but showed now strength when it held the yearly lows and continued pushing up right now. CPI kind of confirmed the bullish move. Price pushed up significantly from 1.075s to 1.088. That's about 100 plus pips. And if the weekly candle closes around like this as well, I am expecting higher prices to come. Alright, I'll be expecting this buy side liquidity at 1.09456 to be taken out and subsequently 1.12757. Okay, the reason why I left this trend line over here, this broken bullish trend line, in an extreme case, if price wants to reverse, this could be the local top that EURUSD formed, and if price breaks back below this level, this support created and formed on USD around the 1.068 areas, I would then have to flip back bearish on the USD chart. But that's just a possibility. I wouldn't say that will happen. That was a low possibility right now. And if price manages to push back up above, close above, holds this as support and reclaim the trend line, then definitely I'll be looking for higher prices to be taking out this buy side liquidity, which is the current yearly highs. Okay, so yeah, that's my thoughts on EURUSD. Higher time frame, I was still bearish until yesterday's CPI data release, and because of this price movement, I have to swap to being bullish on the higher time frame. Alright, okay, so just some trade ideas to finish up this video. Zooming into the daily chart, okay, I use FVGs as support and resistance to find my entries, and look at these past two daily FVGs. Price of EURUSD just smashed through both of these FVGs, and therefore I'll be counting these two FVGs as now an inverse FVG, and I'll be looking to use them as support levels for continuation to the upside. Okay, so just two simple levels of pullback areas that I'm looking at to get a long entry. Firstly will be this first IFVG over here, which is around the 1.08 to the 1.083 areas. If it comes back here, holds as support, then I'll be looking for price to take out this buy side liquidity at 1.0945 shorter term target levels. If it has a bigger pullback to 1.077s, that will be a very, very nice long entry because it gives you a higher target for you. But it depends on what DXY wants to do, whether it wants to pull back further or it just wants to continue shooting up. Okay, so hopefully it gives us some pullback of some sort back to this FVG area so that we could look for a long to take out this buy side liquidity over here. Okay, this is for the next few days or maybe the next week trade idea. And if price breaks above, okay, I will be looking for it to hold as support. Okay, hold this trend line as support as well, and then I'll continue looking for further longs above 1.09456. Of course, the next main targets will be this buy side, and finally the yearly highs over here. This shouldn't come so quickly, this move. I'm probably thinking that the continuation move will be continued next year. Alright, but for this month and for December, I expect price to just slowly chuck up. Alright, because we are coming to the end of the year, big institutions like to readjust their portfolios, etc. So volatility would definitely die down in December, so just watch that. Okay, so simple as that. I have now flipped higher time frame bullish on EURUSD, and these are my thoughts and trade ideas. Hope this video finds you well, and if you find value in this, please help to share this video, give me a like, and comment anything you want me to touch on as well. Okay, Remember, the markets are always here, but your capital may not. Peace.